What's the difference between Code Red and keto? Clearing up confusion if there ever was some. And I know we got a lot of new people on the lifestyle, a lot of new subscribers for this podcast. And I want to make it very, very, very clear. It's very different. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the difference between Code Red and keto. Big question that we get. What is the difference between Code Red and keto? Because and it's a legitimate question. It's a legit concern. It's a valid question, and it needs to be answered. And we have a great, very clear answer for you. Now, let me make it very clear. So what is keto? Keto is a high-fat diet, very, very high-fat diet that puts emphasis on meat and fat and extremely low carbs, carbohydrates in any form, really. So what is the difference between Code Red and keto? Now, let me make something clear. Keto is saving lives. How is keto saving lives? By mitigating high blood sugars, by mitigating high levels of, massively high insulin spikes. Remember, the insulin spike after you eat isn't the big deal. You don't want it to spike too high, but it's how quick it comes down. And what we notice from eating meat and fat, eating when people eat a keto type lifestyle, is we notice that not only is the spike not very big because they're not eating processed sugar, they're not eating junk food, they're eating just the meat and the fat. They're noticing not even a big spike in blood sugar, because you're going to have a little bit of a spike with everything you eat, but they're just noticing a small, but they're noticing that the blood sugar comes back down. And that tells you that the body is not having to release a lot of insulin. Remember, insulin is a vital life-saving hormone. You can't live without insulin. Insulin causes the cell to open up and receive nutrients. The problem is, in the presence of insulin, the fat-burning hormones are not there, like glucagon, epinephrine, norepinephrine, adrenaline, the different fat-burning hormones. So you need insulin, but you only need a little bit for a short amount of time, just enough to do its job, bring the blood sugar down, and then get out of the bloodstream. So with keto, you're only triggering a small amount of insulin, and it's done quickly. So for people who are metabolically broken, pre-diabetic and type 2, people who have obesity, people that have other diseases caused from obesity, we're noticing that a keto diet is good because it's the standard American, well, anything's better than the standard American diet. Come on, shoot. That should be a podcast all in itself. But we're noticing that people, they get off the bread, the pasta, the grains, the cereals, the croissants, the muffins, the pancakes, the French toast. They get off of all that. And they're not seeing those chronically high blood sugars all day long. They're not seeing that. Their blood sugars are coming down. Therefore, their body can get rid of the excess body fat. So remember, high blood sugars drive disease. High blood sugars drive disease and sickness in the body. We know this. Cancer feeds off sugar. So by bringing those high blood sugars down, you're going to be able to get your prediabetes and your type 2 under control. You're going to be able to manage your type 1 better. You're going to be able to manage all your diseases better. You're going to be able to reduce the amount of insulin that you're requiring a day. You're not beating the living crap out of your pancreas. So keto is better than the standard American diet for sure. But Code Red is better than keto. Code Red is better than keto. And what we notice on keto is people lose weight, a lot of weight in the beginning. and then they stop losing weight. Now, they're healing their bodies. Their bodies are not going back into, it's not going back into remission. You're not seeing the disease. People who stay on keto, they're not seeing the disease return, the eczema, the rosacea. They're not seeing the pre-diabetes or the type 2, like all that is going away, but they stop losing weight. And everybody that comes to Code Red pretty much really want to lose weight. And so when you stop losing weight on keto, why is that? Why is it that you lose weight a lot in the beginning and then you stop losing weight? Yet on Code Red, you lose 10% of your body weight every month all the way to goal weight. Why is it? That doesn't make sense. Well, it only doesn't make sense until right now, because I'm going to explain to you the big difference between Code Red and keto and why keto doesn't work long-term and Code Red does work long-term. First thing about keto is the keto lifestyle allows keto foods. I have gone to KetoCon. I went to KetoCon in 2019 and I went to KetoCon in 2022. I was a main stage speaker in 2022. I went as a VIP guest in 2019. Of course, that was pre-COVID. It was huge. The 2022 KetoCon was a fraction of the size. It was a pretty big disappointment. But in both 2019 and 2022, this is the largest keto conference in the world. And it was in Austin at the Palmer Center. And there were companies from all over the world who have made a living on taking your favorite foods and turning them into keto foods. Keto, the problem with that is fine for your kids, but people are still walking around really heavy. Why? Because keto brownies is still junk food. Just because it's not using real sugar and it's using monk fruit or I'm trying to think of another type of sugar that they use in cooking or whatever, a fake sugar for cooking. That's fine. That's fine. But it's still junk food. It's still processed food. And it's what we call the workaround. Keto food there, and KetoCon had all kinds of keto food, keto bread, keto brownies, keto pancakes, everything you can imagine in regular food, like the standard American junk food, they had a keto version of it. And yes, it is moving in a direction of better. At least you're getting off the sugar. At least you were offering your kids a better alternative to sucrose, white refined table sugar. At least it was made with almond flour instead of white bleached enriched flour. That's good. That's good. It's just that for an adult trying to lose weight, these keto foods are not ideal. And you're going to notice you won't be able to lose weight on them, because I tell you, I saw a lot of heavy people at KetoCon, and it's because they're eating these keto foods. Well, there ain't no sugar. There ain't no sugar. There ain't no sugar. Well, that's fine. That's fine. And it's better than, like I said, white refined table sugar, sucrose, but you're still going to have problems. You're still going to have a stalled weight loss. You're still triggering the cravings. You know, you're still possibly, with that much fake sugar, you are still screwing up your gut microbiome. So there are downsides to consuming all that fake sugar in keto brownies, keto bread, keto pancakes, blah, blah, blah. So the keto lifestyle, they allow keto foods. It's still fake food. It's still processed. And it's what I call the workaround, instead of ridding it from your life and sticking with real food, water, and sleep. Remember, on Code Red, we eat meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. I didn't say we eat meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, fat, keto brownies, keto pancakes, and keto bread. We don't do that. And we have a lot of people who come to us and they say, well, can I have my keto noodles? And can I have my keto brownies? And can I have my keto cake? And like, no. Because I've just seen people stumble and fall time and time again. I've never been able to eat all those and still maintain my health. I have a stomach ache. It's too much. It triggers me. It starts up a whole bunch of cravings. Now it's just, I have this tsunami of cravings. It just completely takes over my brain. So you can't dabble. I mean, a recovering drug addict doesn't keep drugs in his cupboard. And even this fake sugar, even this is great. Again, for your kids, definitely moving in a direction of better for your kids. but not good for weight loss. Keto snacks. The second difference between Code Red and keto is keto allows snacking. Keto allows you to have, there's no limit on the amount of frequency, the amount of meals that you have per day. They don't talk about that. You could have bacon, and bacon. I mean, that doesn't matter. That you can just do bacon all day long. Well, we've talked about in Code Red, and we deep dive into this on the 10-pound takedown, the dangers of frequent eating, the dangers of 3 meals and 2 snacks, like we were all taught in high school and college. And the keto lifestyle, they don't care how often you eat. It doesn't matter to them. You can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and 2 keto snacks. You can have like a keto, what do they call it? Like a baby Ruth. They have a keto baby Ruth. Oh my God. I mean, guys, they have keto crackers. You could do keto crackers and hummus in between meals. The problem is still there, that you are continuing to trigger insulin all day long. In the presence of insulin, you cannot burn fat. So you're triggering insulin all day long with your bullcrap keto foods. Oh, I have eggs and bacon. That's fine. You're still triggering insulin. And when insulin is present, fat burning hormones are not there. And you want those fat burning hormones to be turned on. And so then you're doing 3 meals and 2 snacks. You're eating 5 times a day over the course of, 10 hours. Well, when was the fat burning ever to take place? That's why on Code, we believe in 2 or 3 meals a day, spaced 5 hours apart, which allows your body to return to baseline. And for all the hormones to just have a hot minute to just relax, for your gut lining to reset, for your hormones to reset, for your brain to have a break. Everything needs to come back down to baseline. And you can't do that when there's calories present. The body cannot clean itself up and reset itself when you are eating all day long. And keto lifestyle allows snacking. And I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. The keto lifestyle, number 3, allows cheese. And Code Red, we do not allow cheese because Code Red is a weight loss. So, we're a healthy lifestyle. There's a lot of people on Code Red who aren't trying to lose weight, but people come to Code Red wanting to lose weight. You cannot lose weight when you're eating cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese, any kind of hard cheese. You cannot lose weight when you're doing that. It just doesn't work. And this is one of the many reasons why people quit losing weight with keto, because they're cheesing it up. They're having cheese. They're having bacon with cheese sprinkled on top, or they're having bacon wrapped cheese, deep fried. What? Like, well, it's keto. Well, whoa. I mean, you're having massive calories. And I hate to break it to you, but calories still matter. And I have never seen someone be able to reach goal weight eating cheese. So I take people off cheese on the Code Red lifestyle. I don't allow it because people cannot control it. And cream cheese and cottage cheese are fine because I've noticed over the 10 years I've been doing Code Red the way you know it, I have noticed that people don't overeat on those items. So they're safe. Now, if they were, I would take it out. I would take people. No, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to let people sit and overeat. It's just cheese is dangerous. You do not realize how much you are having. I mean, 1 ounce of cheese is 110 grams of calories. And it adds up quick. You could stand in front of the refrigerator with the refrigerator door open, slicing off the Tillamook cheese block or the government cheese block. You're slicing slices of cheese off and rack up 500-600 calories without even thinking at 11:32 p.m. And that's a great way to get fat. So I take people off cheese because I can't trust them. I don't even have cheese in my house. I don't have cheese. Carrie doesn't have cheese in her house. We don't keep it around. So cheese is something they allow on keto, and we don't allow it on Code Red. Another thing that keto, probably the biggest difference between Code Red and keto is a very, very high fat lifestyle, 75% fat. So 75% of your calories per day is going to come from fat. And that means roughly 20% from protein and 5% from carbs. So the problem with that I see is that with 75% fat, it crowds out the other parts of the diet that we believe is healthy for the person, especially long-term. So for example, when you're 75% fat and you're only allowing, you're only allowing 20% of the diet to come from carbohydrates. Well, there are carbohydrates in broccoli, for example, or avocado, for example. Well, avocado's keto. Well, it's going to take up, listen to this. If an avocado has 18 grams of carbs and you're not getting very many, you're getting, 15 grams a day. Well, then one avocado, you just went over your carb limit. So it crowds out the other areas of the diet that we believe people need in order to transition from the standard American diet over to a healthier lifestyle, what we call the proper human diet. So when you're going from the standard American diet, which is 60% processed carbs, and you're expecting someone to jump right to keto, you don't have that fiber to fill you up. But when we're going from the standard American diet to Code Red, where we only believe in the diet should be 60% fat, that leaves a lot more room for vegetables and berries and nuts, things like that. I think keto allows nuts, but so we allow, now you've got more fiber to fill up your stomach and help you stay satiated throughout the day. And so this is what we find to be better for long-term. Now, there is also what's called therapeutic keto, and that's 85% fat. And that is used to treat epilepsy in children. And that's a whole different thing. We're not going to go down that path. We're not going to talk about that. You can look up the studies. I think University of Hawaii did a pretty big study on it about 15 years ago. And it's very, very, very interesting that what came out of that study to help treat epilepsy in children. Therapeutic keto is amazing. And we're not going to go into the ketone bodies and all that stuff. But that is why we bring the fat percentage down to 60% instead of 75% on keto. We bring it to 60%, and that allows more room in the diet for other things that we find help people get through their weight loss and have better long-term results. And I don't want to keep in mind, when you come to maintenance, we try out all kinds of different eating protocols. In maintenance, anything goes. We really want to explore your options because we're playing the long game at that point. But for right now, when you're in Code Red, we want 60% of your diet to come from fat, 30% from protein, and 10% of your intake to be from carbs. And that's a lot different from keto, where 75% of your diet's coming from fat, 20% from protein, and 5% from carbs. Big difference. So we like to use a 60-30-10. They're doing a 75-25. And that's just not, I don't believe that's going to work for most people long-term. It's a really hard transition to go from a ton of processed carbohydrates, like the standard American diet, to no fiber at all, nothing to fill you up. So I just find that to be a real harsh transition. And it's difficult to maintain. But with Code Red, that 60-30-10 split helps people to have better long-term results. Another thing about keto that they do is they worry about being in ketosis. So without going too down, I don't want to go deep into this, but ketosis is when your body is burning fat for fuel. You go in and out of ketosis naturally all day long. If you eat 3 meals and 2 snacks, no, you're not going into ketosis at all, and you're not burning any fat, because we already talked about why. But you do go into ketosis at night when you sleep, and your body just digests all the food and the sugar, and there's no more sugar to draw from. And so it starts tapping into other sources of fat in your body, and it converts it to energy and uses it for energy to run your brain, because your brain requires about 20% glucose to run. So ketosis is happening. We just don't talk about it on the Code Red lifestyle, because on the keto lifestyle, they really are into ketosis. So I got to be in ketosis. I got to be into ketosis. The problem is you don't want to be in ketosis all the time. That's not healthy. Our ancestors were not in ketosis all the time. There's a time to be in ketosis, and then there's a time to be out of ketosis. And there's too much emphasis on that with the keto lifestyle. They have these ketone strips. They prick their finger, they put their blood on a ketone strip, and they test their ketone levels. And it's 0.3 millimoles per deciliter. And it's 1.2 millimoles per deciliter. And they get really into it. Oh my gosh, I'm 3.0 millimoles per deciliter. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, like it just like, oh my Lord, like that can get so complicated. I mean, listen, if you're a mother of 3 kids and you're trying to work full-time outside the home, maintain your marriage, take care of an elderly parent, get your kids to soccer practice, and walk your dog twice a day, pricking your finger and checking your ketone levels, that's just something that you just can't see. You like, come on, it's way too complicated. It doesn't need to be that complicated. And I have tested my ketones because I got into that at one point, and it just got so crazy because I became fixated on whatever that number was. I could never get into deep ketosis. But look at me. I'm fine. I'm healthy. You can see my 6-pack abs. I've got muscle definition. I've got striations. I've got no metabolic markers of poor health. I'm passing. I'm a thriving. I'm a 46-year-old and with no metabolic issues, zero. And I don't care about ketosis. I go in and out. And also with the keto lifestyle, they pee on the pee strip to see how many ketones are in their urine. The problem is it's the complete opposite of what you think it is. If you have ketones present in your urine, if the strip turns pink, then that means those are excess ketones. Your body's making enough and you're peeing out the excess. Okay. But then what happens if you pee on the strip? You think you're in ketosis and it doesn't register. And you think, oh no, I'm not in ketosis. Actually, the opposite is happening. You're in ketosis, but your body is so incredibly efficient that it's not making excess ketones. It's not making more than what you need. It's only making the amount that you need. So you're not peeing out any excess. You're utilizing the ones that you're making. And therefore, there's not going to register on the pee strip. So people freak the F out when they don't register ketones on the pee strip and they think they're not in ketosis. But like I said, the opposite is happening. You probably are in ketosis and you are just utilize your body's very efficient of only making what it needs. This is the kind of bull crap I'm talking about. The keto lifestyle, they get really, really into this crap. And it just makes everything way more complicated than it has to be. And you're overthinking it. It doesn't matter. Well, I got to be in ketosis. No, you don't got to always be in ketosis. So that's why on the Code Red lifestyle, you'll notice that I don't say the word ketosis. I don't talk about it. I don't allow anybody in the program. If you're in the 10 Pound Takedown and you're taking part in the program and you try to post something in the app about ketosis, hey, I just had a question. Want to know how I can get into deeper ketosis? We're going to remove that post. We're not going to say that because it gets too confusing, especially on the 10 Pound Takedown, where the point is to keep it simple. We're trying to move people from the standard American diet of complete and total garbage, what we've been brainwashed to believe for 70 years, into real food, water, and sleep. The last thing you need to worry about is ketosis or ketone strips or keto foods. We don't even allow that. I don't want it, just like intermittent fasting. We don't allow anybody to talk about it because it's got a negative connotation and you've got the wrong ideas attached to it. You're overcomplicating the process by talking about ketones and keto this, keto that. And we just won't allow it. I shut that down and I don't want you guys talking about it because I'm just trying to get you to sleep, for crying out loud. And you're worried about your stupid ketone bodies. Who cares? Go to sleep, turn your phone off, go to sleep because you're not nailing the basics. And if you're not nailing the basics, none of this other crap is going to even matter. So it's really important that you understand that the keto lifestyle really, really complicates things and the Code Red lifestyle really simplifies things. And you could lose at least 10 pounds in 30 days by really simplifying it down to real food, water, and sleep. Remember on the challenge, we track our water, our sleep, and our weight each day. We write it on the tracking sheet. You follow the simple food list and the very simple rules. And that's it. We don't want you doing even more. And the average weight loss for the 10 Pound Takedown is 12.2 pounds for the week, for the month. And so and if you want to take it a step further and you want to like take the next step, which would be a home study program, great. We'll get you a customized program and put you in the home study coaching group. We're still not going to talk about ketones, but at least we're going to be able to get 10% of your weight off at that point. And like I said, you'll notice that the keto will work for a while, especially if you're morbidly obese or you're very obese or obese at all. You will lose weight, a lot of weight, probably at first. Look, I mean, Dr. Atkins, he was the original, he was the OG, and he had a lot of things. He had it all right. He had all of it right. He did. I mean, he revolutionized the keto lifestyle with Dr. Atkins, with the Atkins diet and the Atkins lifestyle, and the whole principles behind that. So people have completely saved and changed their lives with Atkins back in the day, 30 years ago. But we've refined it and we've changed a few things and we've gotten it to where it's more streamlined and the weight loss is a little quicker because Atkins allowed cheese, kind of like they do on keto, and that's going to slow down your weight loss. So if you're trying to just heal disease in your body and get your blood sugars down, yeah, keto is going to work. If you're trying to heal disease, get your blood sugar down, get off medication and lose weight and increase your energy and clear up your rosacea and eczema and increase libido and increase confidence, the Code Red lifestyle is better for you. So to me, it's very, very clear. I hear all the time, I always see things where people post, in Facebook groups and reviews and stuff. It's like Code Red is just keto. It really, really isn't. And you need to fully understand the difference between Code Red and keto. And I hope this podcast really helps you understand a lot better that there are some vast differences that we need to remember. No, Code Red is not keto. We believe some of the same principles of the majority of your fatty, your protein, the majority of your diet being fat and protein. And we do, keto gets off grains. We definitely get off grains, but we don't always agree with them, like I outlined in this podcast. And it's just really important to know that. You can't, and another thing to remember is you don't want to cherry pick Code Red and a keto lifestyle. So if you can do that when you get to maintenance, that's fine. Cause like I said, in maintenance, we explore all options, but when you're doing Code Red, do Code Red. If you're doing keto, do keto. Don't be a part of some bullcrap keto group on Facebook that they say one thing and they're all like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then you're on Code Red app and you're trying to cherry pick different parts of the program you want to follow. Like, keto group lets me have cheese, so I'm going to have cheese while I'm doing the 10-pound takedown. No, that's not fair to do to me. It's not fair to do to yourself. Don't cherry pick and water down my program with your bull crap keto ideas. Come and do it 100% if you're going to do it. Don't half-ass it and mix it with some other stupid program that you have going on in your church. I don't want that. I don't want to mix those two programs. This program is I've curated each product. I have vetted each product. Every product that is on the list of things to eat is approved for weight loss, quick weight loss, but healthy, sustainable weight loss. If you start mixing it with another program, you're going to F everything up. And I'm not down with that. Don't do it if you're going to do it like that. Don't half-ass my program. Don't do my program Monday through Friday and then drink and be stupid and have a charcuterie board on Saturday and Sunday and go out to brunch after church and be like, mimosas. Don't do that. Don't do it. Do it or don't do it, but don't half-ass it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all because you're making me look bad. Then you're like, Code Red doesn't work. No, Karen, you did not do Code Red. You kind of did a few things that you wanted to do on Code Red. Don't mix Code Red and keto. They're very different. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Code Red Lifestyle. What am I doing? Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. What's the difference between Code Red and keto? Clearing up confusion if there ever was some. And I know we got a lot of new people on the lifestyle, a lot of new subscribers for this podcast. And I want to make it very, very, very clear. It's very different for those reasons that I listed. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you guys. Hey, I'm Cristy Code Red, and thank you for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you want to stay connected to other rebels like you, join us in our private network. Our Code Red app is a one-stop shop, free from ads, algorithms, and censorship, and a place where you can see, listen, and watch everything Code Red. You'll be encouraged, motivated, and fired up to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Get recipe ideas, tips, tricks, and help from coaches, mentors, and other rebels. You can also purchase products, programs, and coaching all right there in one place. And if you have any trouble navigating the app, we're right there to help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/APP to join for free. And I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle.